Yogin. Correct.
Yeah.
Yogin. Nakaranta pulling.
Hmm.
And then what about Yogini? What is the Pratipadikam of Yogini? Feminine gender. Pratipadikam is Yogini.
Oh, okay. Shalini. Hmm.
Ikaranta Srilinga. Like Malini, like Gayatri, all that. Okay. Any other questions?
That's it.
Can I
Okay.
ask a question, Guruji? The
Yeah, go
word
ahead.
rhythm, it's such a beautiful word. It's the very first time I heard it. And I think, I don't know how true is it that when they say in Indian culture that you name your child with which has some good qualities, and those kind of qualities imbibe in the child itself. So I'm just thinking, it's just a thought that this would be such a nice name for a child, where you're kind of imbibing the child with these qualities of somebody who resides in the heart, but also somebody who's not interested in doing things for getting something in return. So you're already imbibing the whole thought of being, going towards moksha without actually putting the whole shastras into that person's system. It's already there in the name, and the child can already have these qualities without even having to sit for these classes of shastra or being exposed to it in such formal education wise. It's just a thought.
Yeah, so Suhrit definitely is a very good name to have for a child, for us to name our children that way. And yeah, meaning as we said is one who does things without expecting anything in return. Very, very great quality to have. That means that automatically means one cannot be disturbed that easily. That person cannot be disturbed that easily. And so Adveshta Sarvabhutanam is going to say one who is cannot be censured, not be affected by censure, nor can the person be affected by praise. Okay, and so that person is a Suhrit. And yeah, so studying with, I mean, gaining moksha without studying the Shastram. Generally, we don't say that. We don't say that because only by studying the Shastram we get to know what we know. Okay?
Agreed, but in a way, we are also trying to study through the shastras how not to be affected due to our senses or due to doing something or any other way. This is already taking you like a big leap forward in that sense.
Correct. It takes a big leap. Correct. You're already ready. So, and may that person be ready from day one. Correct.
I guess so, yeah. But like when a lot of times when we are away from this culture and we are trying to name our kids or something, they always say do it with Rashi or do it without in a certain manner. And when you're so far away, when you're not surrounded by this kind of knowledge systems, you're like, what is there in the name? It's just what you like. Let's just name that, and hopefully all the good stuff comes through. But it never really struck as to how that name is really affecting the child or how the growth will go or whatever happens. And now that I understand much more of it, I understand the value of it, the vibrations that come through, or the meaning that comes through. That being said, I can see it as an advantage of certain sorts that you can elevate the person's life with the name itself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So naming is so important actually. And that's why many people consult swamis and other people who know, and before naming their child. And imagine you name your child as Avinash, and then the child grows up, and now tell me, and then the child, you've already taught some slokas and things like that, and then now tell me, Avinash, how did you think your parents named you? Then what? How do I know my parents, why did my parents name me Avinash? No, think about it. You can guess. It is there in one of the shlokas. And then he says, oh, Avinashitu tadviddi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyayasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Is that the shloka? Yes, that's the shloka your parents were thinking when they named it. Imagine the impact the child will have. I know this shloka. Like that, the child will say, oh, you named it after this shloka? Yes. That's it. The child's thinking will change right there. And so it's important to make those connections. And yeah, so the more we study, I think the more we'll get there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So we can have the presentation. Sundari ji, Vijay.
Om Namah Shivaya. My
One
pronouns,
minute.
my
Should we record it in this or separate?
So yeah, let's keep it separate. Yeah.